I would just ask all of you to join me in welcoming our Vice President, Kamala Harris.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you. Back at you, brother. You are such an extraordinary leader, and we have become lifelong friends. I just, in front of everyone, I want to thank you, Tim.
Flashback.
You are running for a job that takes extraordinary instinct and guts.
Yeah.
What's the last time you had to make a gut decision? This here is very prescribed, it's very controlled.
Yeah. Probably the biggest gut decision I've made most recently is to choose my running mate. Yeah. There were lots of good, incredible candidates. And ultimately, that came down to a gut decision.
Yeah, that's my theory.
And it never fits quite right.
Never fits quite right. Just not quite right. How do you give it back?
Governor, what kind of gun is it?
This is a Beretta A400. I bought it when I was shooting a lot of trap because it has a kind of their patented thing, a kickoff. So when you get old, it doesn't hurt your shoulder as much.
Nice shot. Oh, you got that. That was a good shot. And we'll get another one. They are shaking like crazy, Scott. He's on to something. Rooster! Nope, don't shoot. They came up behind you. That happens. A couple years ago, I got a double when we first started. Went right up my leg, like it was hitting my leg as it went up. No, pin in. Pin. That's why it's hunting, not shooting, right? You knew it, didn't you, man? And I'm gonna grab a Diet Mountain Dew if we got one. I'm gonna pound one down.
And it got up off my shoulder. Went, and I was like, oh, you poor little thing.
And you said, no. That's what you said. That's a baby.
I was like, yeah, but can you shoot?
Yeah, that's right. You better shoot if we get one up, you guys.
It was fun that you got to get out.
It was fun. That's what I said. There's good days and there's great days, cousin honey.
Yes. What's up, Doc?
He was the highest ranking enlisted man to ever serve in the United States Congress. And the top Democrat on the Veterans Committee. And he was known as one of Capitol Hill's best marksmen, winning a bipartisan sharpshooting contest year after year.
I talk about it being halftime in America. We're a touchdown down, and I kind of like the idea of being a little bit behind.
Well, I'm looking at Coach Walz right now. I'm looking at Coach Walz.
Like I have white guy tacos and
What is
like
that?
black,
Like mayonnaise and tuna? What are you doing?
pretty much ground beef and cheese.
That's
and,
okay. Do you put any flavor in it?
No.
Oh.
Here's the deal. No, they said to be careful and let her know this, that black pepper is the top of the spice level in Minnesota, you know.
I'm the first vice president, I believe, who has ever grown chili peppers.
Well,
You
trying
know,
to expand
we'll
my
figure that-
my food knowledge.
You know what? We've got some cantaloupes. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
So, seemingly, if you look at the two of us together, we have nothing in common. But he's the kind of people I grew up with. They may have been a different race in a different part of the country. Hardworking folks. Folks who are plain talking, who care about family, care about community, care about hard work. That's who Tim Walz is. He's going to be a great vice president.
Governor, I do want to let you respond to the allegation that the vice president is letting in
Well, of course, that's not
migrants
true. And again,
that
you
it's
have the
affecting
facts. I
housing
guess we
prices.
agreed not to fact check. I'll check it. That, look, crossings are down compared to when Donald Trump left office.
So just to be clear, the guy who showed up and wanted to act nice a few weeks ago is not the guy's policies that care for workers. They undermine him every step of the way, and that populist stick is nothing more than an act. Because they've never worked union jobs. They've never been union members. They've never cared about workers.
Senator Vance, I will give them, again, I'm being generous tonight, I'm giving him credit. He did come up and said he created stories out of whole cloth.
Wrong.
When he made up those stories about people in this country legally, who came through the system legally. and made up stories about them. So look it. We all know we want a secure border. She's taken action to cut crossings in half, and now they're lower than when Donald Trump was in office. She's doubled the amount of fentanyl that's been seized on our streets, and she negotiated a tough but fair bipartisan border deal. She said would sign, and she will sign that border deal.
I want to talk a little bit about your record as governor, because it elucidates for people how you may serve as whether you end up being the president. You'll be one heartbeat away should your ticket be successful. Wall Street Journal says this after you were chosen to join the ticket. As the Democratic governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz signed into law initiatives allowing immigrants in the country illegally to apply for driver's licenses, qualify for free tuition at state universities, and enroll in the state's free health care program for low-income residents. Are those not magnets to draw people here, many times on dangerous journeys for themselves? And why should your taxpayers in Minnesota or across the states pay for those programs?
Well, that's not the vice president's position, but I will say this. Minnesota ranks as a top 5 business state. We rank as a top 3 state for children living, and we're the top state for health care access. I would also add this. We also have some of the safest roads. Look, the vice president has made it clear that she has policies that make a difference. Her border policies are the most strongest, the fairest we've seen. It's
but now, Governor, you know a lot of people, including your own party, would not join that statement. There are millions of people who have come here over the last few years that, they see this as an open border.
We're going everywhere. We're on podcasts, we're on TV, we're doing rallies. The two of us are about one hit away from being regulars on Fox News, and that's hell. So, you know what? It takes a little stamina to run for president. It takes a lot of stamina to be president. So, you might be asking yourself, how in the hell does Donald Trump think he's going to do this? Well, I'm sure his handlers are being pretty clear. They've got him under wraps if you haven't seen this. Look, Donald's stick is old, tired, and divisive, just like him. He's refusing to face Kamala in a debate again. Can you blame him after the butt whipping he took at that? That decision not to debate again might be the smartest thing he's done in the last 4 years. So, look, they pulled him out of interviews and his team admitted he's exhausted. Canceled another talk show this week. Look, give him a break. He's nearly 80 years old. He's out there rambling, moving around. We'll give him a break. But look, he's not up to this anymore, folks. He's not up to it. And we need to make that clear. The Donald Trump of 2016 is not the Donald Trump that's running now. He is far more unfit than he was in 2016.